smoke up all that grass so I can see the snakes in my lawn. And when they get close to me, know that I'ma cut their heads off. Whenever we got problems, we just how those problems get solved. Just break it down and roll it up and watch your issues dissolve. You'll forget about what happened by the time Swiftly is gone. And if your hands too sticky, hit a neck and wipe them off. What you smoking on? Boy, you know it's
alright, we back.
First and foremost, like, comment, subscribe, dislike, say something about us in the comments, follow us on Twitter, shoot us a DM, tag us in something, all that.
Absolutely. And as always, gotta give it to you, AdamandEve.com, Recovery Room Podcast, collaboration, promo code RRPOD. Go to AdamandEve.com. Use the promo code RRPOD. Go ahead on and get you some free shipping and about 50% off of about every item on the website. Mm-hmm. Hope you took advantage of that Valentine's Day deal while it was going on. And I hope you and your significant other enjoyed all the things that you got from AdamandEve.com with that fucking Recovery Room Podcast promo code RRPOD. But right now, still come shop with us. Hit AdamandEve.com. Recovery Room Podcast promo code RRPOD. 50% off everything on the website. Scratch that. 50% off almost everything, but free shipping on everything. Mm-hmm. Go ahead on and hit AdamandEve.com up right now.
Right.
Anyway, man, we getting back into it. A couple days ago, I know you all saw the video. DaBaby, he's back in the news. Not for homophobic slurs or whatever the fuck. Not for getting canceled. But for doing what he might do best. I mean, beating the shit out niggas might be his number one talent, bro.
Yeah, nah. He beat Danny Leigh's brother, his ex-girlfriend, I should say.
I think they got a child together, too.
Yeah, well, baby mama. How about I'd say baby mama. And her brother has came out in other videos saying what he was going to do to DaBaby and all this, you know. And I guess he went and tried to talk to him at a bowling alley or whatever and was met with a severe beatdown. I mean, I'm going to just be honest. But see, I'm also looking at it like this. I'm not going, and I'm not, huh?
Go, keep going.
Nah, I ain't going up where nowhere DaBaby is and trying to talk to him about anything.
I mean,
like it
not
ain't
if we
even
beefing.
If we beefing or if we not beefing, he might still fight you. Like I'm not.
If we ain't beefing and if I see the nigga in a conversation happen to pop up, I'll talk to him. But if I'm gonna just be honest, if I was beefing with DaBaby and I'm not, I don't know the man. Right? But if I saw him, it's on fucking sight, bro. I'm not talking. I'm not doing this shit.
Because I'm thinking that's the same type of approach that he's on when he see you.
Bro, that's the type of approach that I'm on when I'm beefing with niggas. I just haven't beefed with anybody in a long time. Bro, I tell you, like, I'm going to leave this shit as vague as I can leave it, right? Mm-hmm. I seen a nigga who I don't got no hard feelings towards because he a bitch. Right? This is some shit from my personal life. But he got hard feelings towards me. Mm-hmm. Right? And he saw me and didn't do shit.
Right.
Bruh, not too long ago. Couple days ago. Mm-hmm. He saw me and wanted to say, "What's up?" I'm like, bruh, my nigga, the way you talk, you were supposed to beat the shit out me when you saw me. Or at least try.
Right.
But I knew you wasn't going to do it because you was a pussy. Mm-hmm. And you got that subset of niggas. And then you got the subset of niggas that DaBaby falls into. To where when you try to press some type of issue with him, you better be able to take that shit full throttle, or else you gonna get a severe fucking whooping, bruh.
No cap.
Like when you saw this nigga in somebody else's city about 4 years ago, and they tried to come extort him, and he told them to go fuck theyself while he was standing in their neighborhood.
Yeah,
bro, that let you know what type of person you was dealing with right then, bro. Like, he told niggas, the cameraman in the house hiding and everything.
no cap.
The
He
baby
telling niggas to go inside. He talking to them niggas straight up. Like,
he came out on the porch himself, bro. He was about to pop at that time. He didn't pop just yet, but he was getting traction. He's putting himself out there. And, bruh, he stood on that front porch and told them niggas they ain't getting shit from him. And he ain't checking in with nothing. And what happened? That motherfucking music video came out a few days later, which insinuates that he stayed there and finished it, bro.
Right.
Right, you was saying you was gonna beat this nigga up. You said you would beat the shit out of him. And people put out a clip version of the video and they tried to make DaBaby look bad. Talking about, oh, his security was... No. This nigga knocked that nigga block off. He knocked liquid out that nigga cup and everything. He made the nigga, when a fucking woman get mad at a man in the movie and they throw the drink in their face, he made this nigga throw the drink in his own face with that fucking right hook, bruh. And that nigga didn't even drop the blunt the whole time.
That's the part that I found the funniest though. Like, this nigga, he fighting. You see him fighting in the video, and next thing you just see him put the blunt back in his mouth. I'm like, yo, why did you have that? Where was that at, nigga?
It was in his mouth when he punched the nigga. That nigga had this shit on the side of his lip like you know how the mechanics with the cigarettes, the fucking cigarette be bouncing up and down.
That nigga DaBaby is a menace. I don't know. I still don't get around why you... And he came out in the video, the girl's brother, saying he just wanted to talk to him man to man. Like, I'm not talking to DaBaby man to man. Like, that's not happening.
That ain't even... Bro, I'll talk to... Like, I don't know nigga put no fear in me.
No, it's just saying... No, I'm not saying for me. I'm saying for him. Why would he go do that?
But, like, yeah, because I think genuinely, I don't know DaBaby like I said, but I think genuinely if the nigga didn't have no problem with you, bruh, he would be a cool person.
Yeah.
I seen him interact with fans, bro. I seen him stop on the street and interact with fans. I seen him jump in the crowd and interact with fans. I seen him let that fan rap his whole fucking song in the crowd and shit. So I don't think that he is a malicious person that's just out there looking for fucking trouble.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think that when you say you gonna do something to somebody or you challenge them to a boxing match, bro, you done put yourself past the point of talking man to man. You done brought the fucking fury and the violence to this person. And then when I'm just speaking from how I think. If you say that about me, you say you want to fight me and all this shit, and I feel like you might really stand on what you say, then I'm in attack mode whenever I see you. Now, the person who saw me the other day, I knew he was a bitch.
Right.
I knew he wasn't gonna do nothing. That's why I didn't smack the shit out of him on sight. I just laughed at him. I said, nigga, you gonna ask me how I'm doing? Get the fuck out my face, bro. You won't ask me, nigga, all the shit you talk. Goodbye, my nigga. But anyway, you want me to tell you something that I find funny about DaBaby?
What?
Is that if you just based it off of the type of music he made, you wouldn't think he was out here terrorizing niggas, bro. Like he make happy-go-lucky rap, bro. Like his rap, some of his songs is even to the point where they fucking funny, bro. But ain't none of it like like none of his songs are like overly gangster or nothing like that. But he'll smack the taste out your mouth instantly.
Yeah, dead ass. Nah, but
You okay? You know you're
I don't know. That nigga
right.
DaBaby,
Right now.
he'll beat the shit out of a nigga, and that's what needs to be known about that.
Absolutely, he will, as he should. I mean, I found the shit funny, bro. When I saw the nigga jacket flailing and this nigga shit looked like a cape.
Not to mention he beat him out his clothes. That nigga came in there fully clothed, hat on, coat, shirt. Nigga left no shirt, no hat, just whooping. But I just want niggas to learn to stop fucking with DaBaby. Because clearly that's not what you need to be doing.
Stop fucking with anybody, bro. Like, he didn't even... The whole issue, like, DaBaby... I would understand what if... Let me scale it back some. Because this shit ain't none of my business. But it was on... From what I saw of the video that started all of this, the DaBaby called the police on the girl.
Right.
And had her removed from the premises. He didn't beat her ass. I would understand, like, if he beat the girl up, bruh.
Yeah.
He called the police on her. He embarrassed her online and all that. And, you know, I don't know who the hell she even is. She an Instagram model, quote unquote, or something. Like, maybe she is. I don't know. But, you know, this day and age, your online reputation is like fucking damn near. People treat that shit like it's money almost.
I
like
mean,
if you
it kind of is your money.
For most people, it's not.
Well, for people like her, it is.
Yeah, for people like her, it is. Yeah, but like you, you don't want to be seen looking bad on the internet these days if you one of these social media personalities. All right. But he didn't harm her as far as I saw in the video that all this stuff sparked from. And that escalated to you challenging him to a fight, which escalated into you getting what you asked for. Like, getting some bowling alley wax put on your fucking back.
I don't know. That was just one of those things where it was like, damn, another one. I mean, I kind of knew it was coming though, whether it was gonna be a boxing match or.
Nah, that boxing match shit wasn't happening, bro. You knew this was gonna be an ass beating at a random place. Like all the ass beatings this nigga done doled out, bro. This nigga doled out an ass beating in the mall. And he beat somebody. He beat a nigga ass in a bowling alley, and he smoked the nigga in Walmart, bro. This nigga is not.
He did smoke a nigga in Walmart.
That motherfucking nigga was not about to fucking go to put on no gloves and shit. He wasn't about to fucking go put no gloves and shit on and have niggas strapping bandages around his hands and putting powder on his hands. That nigga was standing there with his hat on backwards, with a blood in his mouth, looking at this nigga, and next thing you know, fucking right hook came. And next thing you know, niggas is slipping and sliding down the bowling lane, bro. Motherfucker got waxy, bro. And they had to go make one of them walk of shame videos after. The niggas want to grab my hair and shit. You know, they're showing his bruises and shit. Nah, nigga, get off Twitter for the day. Ain't nothing you got to say, bro. Like, we saw what happened. We saw that people grabbed your hair, bro. We saw all that. We saw that you said you was going to whoop this nigga ass about 5 or 6 months ago. Did you not? Keep that same energy. Because it ain't like niggas didn't jump you from the onset. That nigga laid you out first. And then the crew just said, I'm about to come in here and beat this nigga the fuck up too.
Right.
Like, we about to press the issue. Like, that nigga laid you out first, bro. Like, nigga talking about some boxing. This nigga, I mean, did this nigga really think that this motherfucker was gonna go to fucking the MGM and some shit in Las Vegas and fight like he was fucking Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather, my nigga? No, nigga. Like, if you would have been in Jack in the Box, you'd have been in the Taco Bell lobby, my nigga. If you would have been anywhere, you was finna get smacked the fuck out of Build-A-Bear workshop, nigga. You was finna get punched. But this nigga did this shit at the bowling. David Buster's, nigga. Any of that shit, that ass whooping would have happened in any of the above places, bro. And it would have went the same damn way. Why you even standing there telling this nigga, let's go talk man to man? For what?
Like I said, you shouldn't just go up and talk to DaBaby. I don't think anybody should, nigga.
I mean, I see people do it all the time. And
I'm saying if you got beef, though.
Yeah, if you got
beef with this nigga.
If you got beef.
Or even if you somewhat are even saying anything, what's the word? Violent? Confrontational to this nigga?
Threats and shit?
Yeah. He probably gonna beat you the fuck up. Or Smokey. Or Smokey.
Well, that other guy tried to shoot him. He was robbing him
in
Walmart. So he got smoked like he deserved to get it.
Yeah.
But it's like he didn't really, as far as what I saw of it, because I don't follow these niggas on social media. I don't know who the fuck Danny Leigh is until DaBaby called the police on her. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know she had a brother until he challenged DaBaby to a boxing match. So I don't know if it escalated further after the video that came out with him challenging him, saying he'd beat him up and all that stuff. I don't know if it escalated past that with Instagram replies and Twitter replies and all that.
Well, he definitely didn't beat him up in that video I watched.
Nah, he didn't have a chance, bro. It would have been a one-on-one fight. He would have got smoked. Bro, he got hit and dropped immediately, bro. Like, it wasn't no coming back from that. Even a girl was kicking him in the ass. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you, as you said, like, what you said is true. If you beefing with a nigga and you know that nigga's about that action, then
you might want to take some different steps on approaching him.
Approach that nigga with the same type of attitude you know he got. Drop on that nigga if you have to. Because, like, I'll tell a short story about my A&T days. Mm-hmm. And the only reason this shit didn't get bad is because this person was my fucking homie.
Right.
But he was talking so much shit. He was acting so funny. Because, like, I knew this nigga from high school. And this nigga still my homie. But we had a beef that I didn't even know we had. Mm-hmm. Like, I got a new roommate and shit in my second year there. And my roommate just so happened to be a real nigga. Like, we became close fucking friends too.
Right.
Like, and my roommate was also like I'm trying not to, because this has been years ago, so I don't want to be putting shit out here. My roommate was a real nigga, put it that way. Yeah. And he liked my other friend as a homie, but he didn't feel like he was a real nigga. So he would, like, say shit. Like, he wouldn't say shit to disrespect him as a person, mm-hmm. but he would say shit to let him, like, know, like, bro, you ain't like that. You ain't street. Like, and then this nigga started getting mad at me, right? Mm. Talking shit behind my back to our other homie from Chicago, my boy Dion.
Right.
And my boy Dion came and told me everything this nigga was saying. So I let that shit slide for weeks and weeks. And when I got tired of that shit, I called that nigga up and I said, nigga, be at the motherfucking light pole that's right in front of, what's the real basketball gym at A&T called? I can't remember.
Corbett?
Yeah, right in front of Corbett, nigga. like right across from the fucking that
Pride.
shit. Not is it? Yeah, not. We weren't on that side though. We was on the side where the strip was at. So it was right across from that joint where the model plane was at.
Oh yeah.
Right across from the student union.
That's the old student union.
Yeah, right from that shit was the student union when I was there. They hadn't remodeled it yet.
Yeah.
They remodeled all the dorms when I got there because they got all that money from that movie.
Drumline.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, meet me right in front of Corbin, my nigga. Like, fuck this, nigga. It's like fucking 20 degrees out there, bro. I walk up that motherfucker in the shorts and a t-shirt. Nigga, I'm ready to get busy. Bro, this niggas is looking at me crazy, niggas. Niggas is dressed up. Motherfuckers is wrapped up from neck to toe. Nigga, I'm out there in the white tee and shorts. I'm like, yeah, it's time to get me. I'm about to go beat the fuck out this nigga, bro. Like, and this nigga wasn't my homie. As soon as I saw him, I would have laid his ass out. But since we was homies, I didn't steal on that nigga before I gave him a chance to say whatever he had to say. And after that, it was kind of like, you know. But this is the thing. He knew what time it was.
Right.
Because he used to instigate fights with some of our other homies. But he talked behind my back, though. But I mean, he used to try to make one of our other homies fight him. He used to tell me that I'ma do some shit until this nigga wanna fight me. Because our other two homies, I'm just not saying people's names because it's been so long ago. Like,
right.
This shit get out there. I don't want niggas being like, you know, why you put me out there like that? Because I like all these people. These is my fucking friends, bro. Like I'm not saying nothing to talk down on nobody's name.
Right.
But this nigga used to try to instigate a fight with one of our certain homies because two of our other homies, they had an issue with each other. They fought it out for 30 seconds inside one of the RA's dorms in Barbie. Right? And after that shit happened, bro, he went from secretly wanting to fight, bro, into actively trying to instigate him into fighting him. Literally trying to. Right, he ain't do that shit with me. He not do that shit with me. He's talking about me to somebody else, and the other person just so happened to come and tell me. Like, he don't even know how many times I kept niggas from getting on his head. Right. Niggas wanted to get on his head bad for shit he was doing out there. And that was me who kept niggas from doing that shit. Literally. It was, but, and then again, like, it was, this is what made me say, shit, I'm hitting the microphone. I'm good for that at least once every fucking episode. But this is what made me say, you know what? Enough of this shit. When my boy told me, this nigga said that he got heat for niggas like me. Nigga, what? Nigga, you know I know you. At this point in time, this is when I was in that idiot mindset of doing gangster shit. Right. Like, I got out of it quickly, but I was in it at that time. Like, I was in that mindset where if you pissed me off enough,
you was willing to take it there.
I was willing to take it there. Like, I was carrying around pistols and shit. And, like, niggas didn't even know. Cause I didn't show niggas. I just had the shit in the glove box. I was willing to take it there. Niggas was like, niggas is like, we gotta go press an issue. Something happened. Somebody attacked some girls that we know. Let me get the pistol. Right? Let me get it, because the pistol I was carrying around was somebody else's. They loaned it to me. Right? Because they didn't need it. But I was stupid enough to think that I needed it. And I didn't need it either, to tell the truth. I was an idiot. Like, luckily, I didn't get myself into no shit. Right. But niggas was like, homie came by just like, yo, let's slide me the pistol. I'm about to go. I'm like, no. Nigga, you ain't about to go. I ain't sliding you the pistol, nigga. I'm coming too. We about to go. Bruh, you know how close we all came to spending the rest of our life in jail that night.
I'm assuming very close.
Bro, we came close to throwing our life away that night. Bro, like, not to say that the people who we was after didn't deserve it, because they attacked some fucking innocent girls that was just waiting on the bus.
Right.
At that bus stop at the X sign across from Barbie.
Yeah.
And that's by the
I know what that's at.
By them projects that look like Raleigh Club over there. By them little ghetto houses. They attacked some innocent girls who wasn't bothering nobody, just waiting on the bus. So they deserved it. But the fucking police wasn't gonna care about that. They were gonna just say, oh, them niggas dead and y'all going to jail. That was it. Now we came close to being done for that night. The only reason we ain't all in prison right now is because kids was outside playing.
Right.
So nobody shot. That's it. And we just left. And we never saw these niggas again. Like, cause at least, like, and to tell you the truth, like, I wouldn't have been shooting anyway, cause I had gave the pistol back to the person that belonged to, but
right.
I was still in the car. Like everybody else, the other 3 people in the car besides me, all armed and dangerous, bro.
Right.
Like, all armed and dangerous. And as a matter of fact, I'm wrong. I didn't give the pistol back to him because the person who the pistol belonged to was driving.
Mate, yeah.
So I had it. I still did have it in the back seat. Bruh, and then, like, I'm going to tell you, like, I'm like, bruh, I ain't even go front, bro. I'm in the car, right? I'm in the back seat with a motherfucker who didn't even go to the school. This motherfucker was already damn near 30. And he wasn't to be fucked with. Bruh, like, I knew him through other people. He was a cool dude, like, except for if he didn't fuck with you, you was gonna know it. Something like DaBaby.
Yeah.
Bro, when I was sitting back there in the back seat with this nigga, and I saw this nigga pull out the fucking cloth and start wiping the pistol down and wiping the bullets off. And this nigga had one cloth in this hand around the handle of the pistol and another cloth in this hand so he can rack the slide back to load this shit. In my mind, I'm like, oh shit, this shit is really happening. I was like, oh shit, this shit is about to happen. We about to, somebody is about to get fucking hurt.
Right.
Like, and when we drove through the neighborhood, the kids was outside playing, and niggas didn't even attempt to shoot. Like, they didn't even attempt to shoot. Like, and the driver just kept going. Like, he just like, nah, that ain't no kid's life gonna get in danger. But the guys who did the shit, we saw them. They was running. Yeah. They was running because they didn't just assault the girls. They snatched their purses too. So that's how you know who it was, because they had the bags. Like, they had the bag, but we didn't. And nothing happened. But I'm like, that was me back when on some stupid shit. But in that point in time, I'm thinking I'm a bad nigga. So for you to say you got a heat for a nigga like me, I couldn't just fucking sit back and let you talk about me like that, when I know that when you was having issues, you came to me for backup. And I came with you, my nigga. So, like not to glorify any of that shit, because it was all fucking dumb. Like, it was all like, if the coin flipped another way slightly, bro, and it landed on heads instead of tails, we all in prison right now. Like, we all in prison, and we did so much dumb shit that could have landed us in prison. Well, not so much. We did a few dumb things that could have landed us in prison. Ain't none of that shit. I thank fucking God, I thank God every day that I didn't, wind up fucked in ways that I could have been by the actions that was being taken.
Right.
Not even by just me, by people I was around. Like I said, I ain't never gonna mention names because I ain't about to throw nobody under the bus. Like the time that the nigga threatened us with the gun first over something that he had beef with somebody who won't even at the damn apartment at that time.
Right.
Over some girl, bruh, that the nigga who wasn't there that he was mad at won't even messing with no more. This was now his girlfriend, but he was mad at the nigga she used to talk to. Mm-hmm. And the nigga came by flashing a pistol, and I said, bruh, that nigga come by here and do that shit again, I'm going to show him what time it is.
Right.
He came by there and did that shit again. Where that nigga so-and-so at? He ain't here. What you looking for him for? What you want to know? Flash his little pistol out the window. I pick up the phone. Bro, come down the street to Riverwalk. Niggas was at the high rises in Riverwalk, the ones that's right by Miss Winters. Mm-hmm. I was at the regular row houses in Riverwalk that look like Washington Terrace.
Right.
I was like, come down here and bring the pump. That's what niggas walk down there, literally up the fucking road from Riverwalk at the intersection that's right by the fucking football stadium at A&T. Mm-hmm. The police is like 3 deep, somebody pulled over. Do you think these people that I was friends with cared about any of that? And they could walk down there holding the damn shotgun like it was a baseball bat. Like it was like he just walked holding it in his hand. They ain't even drive. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because I called for about 3 or 4 people to come, so I thought they were gonna hop in the car and come around the block. These niggas came with about 40 motherfuckers. Right. They came with niggas I ain't never even seen. Mm-hmm. But just off the strength of the person that was my homie, like a brother to me, when he said move, them niggas moved too. Mm-hmm. They came round there ready to do damage to people. And this was somebody threatening us. This was self-defense. Because the dude who he was mad at wasn't even in town. Uh-huh. Nigga got to town like an hour later. And the nigga, he was on some fucking Danny Leigh brother shit. And after that nigga got to town, he gonna come up there, try to talk to the nigga, say, man, I don't even know what's going on. And I'm up here just trying to talk. And next thing I know, niggas is out here with guns and bats and shit. Nigga, you was flashing a pistol at us. Like saying that you was looking for this dude. Looking for this dude over some shit that happened God knows how long ago. Over some shit that happened. This is what he was mad about. Matter of fact, I know it. I remember it now. My homie and his girl got into a bad fight, right? And the girl who this dude was dating, who used to also smash the guy who also lived in that apartment, she was my other homie girl best friend, right? And when the guy who the dude was looking for saw the girl in his apartment, he told her to get her ass out. Right. And that's what the dude was. He was down there trying to defend her honor. Nigga, for what? All he did was tell her to get out his fucking apartment. I was there when this shit happened. Mm-hmm. Like, and then, shit escalated from there. Like, nigga came by flashing guns, and then the guy who he was trying to beef with, he didn't want no smoke with that dude. Right. This dude, let me tell you what happened. Like, look, just to bookend this story. So the guy got back to town, right? Mm-hmm. The other 2 roommates, because I didn't live over there. I used to hang out over there on the weekends and stuff when they have classes and stuff. So the guy who was out of town and the other roommate they got back. So my homie, I already said his name, and he didn't do anything. So it was my homie Dion, my homie from Chicago. Mm-hmm. And this other dude, my other homie Damien, they was the other two roommates. And we was just hanging out and shit until this guy started driving around the block flashing guns at us. So when the other guy got back, the guy he was actually looking for, he was on that copper police shit like Danny Leigh brother. I just wanted to talk, man, about, you know, what happened between you and old girl and all that. And then people came out here with guns and bats. Yeah, I got a little pistol, but this is for protection. And he pulled up his shirt, right?
Right.
To show old dude, yeah, I got it, but this is just for protection. Nah, bro, you was acting gangster. And number two, it wasn't just that he was acting gangster. It was he had like 4 people in the car with him.
Mm-hmm.
He had like 4 dudes. He had the girl and 4 niggas in the car.
Right.
And they was trying, and it was just me and Dion standing outside. Like, it was 2 people, 2 of which you wasn't even fucking searching for.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The guy he was actually searching for, after he said all this shit, man, he was like, man, what the fuck you telling me this for? Like, he just saw the guy had a gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy reached out to shake that nigga hand. He spit in that nigga hand. Like, he spit in that nigga hand, told him to get the fuck out of here. Like, what the fuck? And like, that's exactly what he said. I'm standing there laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't want no problems with that guy. That guy, he thought he wanted problems with him, but I knew him. He didn't want problems with that nigga, but he did not want the type of problems he was looking for. I don't even know how we got on this tangent, bro.
Neither do I. But it sounds like those guys you was hanging around with were a lot of DaBabies. It was a lot of DaBabies in one group.
Bro, one of them niggas was worse than DaBaby, bro. One of them niggas, right? One of them niggas, right? Now, this nigga was so down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this nigga was such a person that was not looking for trouble with anybody.
Right.
Even though he was involved in the street life.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to, you know, he was actually a student at A&T. Like, he was such a person who didn't bother people like that. Bro, like, motherfucker would do anything to help you if he was a friend of yours.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and you ain't have to be like in the street life to be affiliated with him. Like,
right.
'cause I wasn't really in the street life. Like, I just fucking thought I was, but I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and when the whole thing happened, when I called up the folks to come down there because that guy kept pulling the gun on us.
Right.
Bruh, this is the guy I'm talking about is the one who was carrying the shotgun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so mind you, these motherfuckers, like I said, driving around the block, 4 dudes, a pistol. I ain't got shit with me because this is after the situation that I told you about with the robbery.
Yeah.
Where the dudes robbed the girl. So the person who I gave his pistol back,
Mm-hmm.
I never got it back from him.
Right.
He kept it. Right? And I didn't ask for it back. Like, he would have gave it back to me if I asked for it back, but I didn't. Right? And the guy who was carrying the pump, what happened is when they saw the crew show up,
Mm-hmm.
they parked about 3 row houses away.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that we was at is the very first one. When you get into this like if you going up the road away from A&T campus into Riverwalk, it's the part on the far side to the right, and it was the first one on the left.
Mm-hmm. So
like it's like the first joint that you see when you get in there.
Right.
And they parked about 2 to 3 of them down from us, and they parked, and only the girl got out the car. And she got out the car. Oh, y'all some bitches. Y'all pussy. Look at it. And all these niggas for one car for 4 people. Mind you, it was 4 people trying to bully 2 people not even 30 minutes ago.
Right.
So she, oh y'all pussy. And me and my boy is walking up to the car, and I told the rest of them, like, chill out. So they was in the apartment and shit, right? And they had the shotgun inside the apartment, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, just chill out for a second. I'm gonna go tell her to shut her stupid ass mouth, right? So I walked down there towards the nigga car who was just flashing the gun on us. Mind you, the other nigga ain't even back yet. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, they had just pulled back up because one of the other roommate, not the one he was looking for still, was the one who went in the house and grabbed the bat. Right. They had just pulled back up, matter of fact. Right? So she yelling, y'all bitches, y'all this and that. And I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, girl. Get y'all shouldn't be around here flashing guns at people. Mm-hmm. Especially the person that you looking for ain't even around. So why don't y'all just fucking leave before this get worse for you? Right? And even though homie, stayed back for about 40 seconds. And next thing you know, the whole fucking crew rolled up. Because they knew this dude had a gun. Mm-hmm. So even though me and my other homie who was just standing out in the front of the house approached the car, they knew this nigga had a gun. And they was like, fuck that. Like, this nigga armed. So that's my nigga right there going down towards the dude that's been flashing a pistol at him for the past however long. Mm-hmm. Right? Man, this nigga come down there with the shotgun, right? And she's talking shit. And fuck you, you two, you got a gun? So what? What the fuck? What you gonna do? You gonna shoot this nigga? You gonna shoot my boyfriend or whatever? You pussy ass nigga, this, that. He said, shut the fuck up, bitch, before I shoot you. And the shotgun is right there on her nose, bro. And she got back in the car after that, bro. Like, mind you, I don't feel sorry for these niggas because they started it. Yeah. Like, if they didn't never come around there with that bullshit, none of that would have ever happened. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, and I let this nigga flash that gun at me 4 or 5 times before I put the call in for the squad to come through. Right. And I was like, I said a minute ago, I said, this nigga do that shit one more time, this shit gonna get real. And it did. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about, so I called the motherfuckers, they was down that street in less than 5 minutes. Right. Like, it wasn't fucking to be, it wasn't, we want to be played with back then. Like, and I still want, like, this is how you know that I wasn't fucking around with bad people. Whatever shit they might have been involved with in the street, I won't messing around with bad people because nobody got hurt. Yeah. Right? Didn't nobody get hurt. And if you was messing around with one of them crazy trigger happy niggas, everybody in that car would have been shot with that shotgun. And he didn't just haul off and start shooting people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when the girls got robbed, niggas didn't just haul off and start shooting into a crowd of kids trying to hit the robbers. Mm-hmm. Like, so even though they was willing to do something to press the issue, they didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, but in turn, I do just I agree that people should just leave people alone. Like, I mean, no matter how Danny Leigh brothers felt or whatever, he shouldn't have went in there alone if he was gonna even go in there. I mean, I don't want to say you should have a crew, but, don't go in there because you knew what was going to happen if you confronted this nigga. I ain't even jacking that he didn't know what was happening or he didn't know that this was going to happen or he wanted to talk. Nigga, if you said you wanted to fight this nigga eventually, you better be able to back that when you see him. So, I just feel it's stupid. He shouldn't have did it. That's all I gotta say about it. He should have just kept it over the phone unless he was really ready to fight.
Yeah, he should have just stopped minding his fucking sister business. Mm-hmm. Like, if DaBaby. Now I can see if he hit her. Yeah, if he
he was really out there punching her.
He called the police on her and had her escorted up out the crib. And like I said, I don't know what else happened between these people outside of those 2 videos. So it might be something else that happened, but I don't know. Oh, yeah? What we got next, though?
But next, Snoop Dogg owns Death Row now.
Get into it.
I mean, it's just recently going in that Snoop Dogg is now the owner of Death Row. I mean, I feel like that's good, though. I feel like it's it all circled around. And I feel like it's also what he deserves. So.
He built that shit.
He did. With his music.
Let's be for real. Snoop Dogg instrumental in the 2 albums that made that record label even possible.
Right.
Right? Because as much as The Chronic, Snoop Dogg wrote most of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Snoop Dogg and other Dogg Power members and, you know, RBX and shit, they wrote it. Dr. Dre didn't write it. He produced it. Even though he raps on it, like, he didn't write any of his raps, and he doesn't pretend like he writes raps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got Doggy Style. What the fuck more do you need to say about that?
Right.
Like, that's like, what 10 to 12 million copies later? You can build a record label just off that shit. Cash Money built a record label off of a fucking album that sold 5 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
Off of 400 Degrees. And then, I mean, let alone The Chronic, shit, 7-8 million in his damn self.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And, you know, and the book ended. One of the big reasons that Tupac chose Death Row when he got out of jail is because he was friends with Snoop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Snoop should have been had that shit. Like, it's just crazy. Like, that's that Death Row. Think about it. Think about Death Row. What's the thing that you would compare? At least in my mind, Death Row, I always compared them to Def Jam.
Yeah.
When I was younger. Maybe it was because the name sounded similar, but Def Jam is so much different, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Def Jam is a fucking conglomerate of a record label when it come to hip hop. They had Run DMC. They had fucking the Beastie Boys.
Mm-hmm.
You go down the line, DMX, Redman, Method Man came through there. Jay-Z came through there. Def Jam owned Rockefeller. They distributed that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Def Jam owned fucking Murder Inc. They distributed Rough Riders. They had all that shit. And Death Row was damn near just as big with only just a roster of artists.
Right.
But they ain't have no sub labels and vanity labels and none of that shit up under Death Row, and a nigga ran that shit into the ground.
A nigga being
Suge Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the craziest thing is like that all the people who he ran off from the label all went on to be bigger than the label. Snoop Dogg was bigger than Death Row.
He is bigger than Death Row.
Aftermath.
Death Row.
Aftermath is what Death Row could have been. Like, imagine if Death Row... Imagine this, bro. If Suge Knight didn't fuck over Death Row
Mm-hmm.
and Dr. Dre stay there, that mean Death Row get Eminem. And that mean Death Row gets fucking 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, imagine that shit. Instead, all that shit happened through Aftermath. Because the nigga was willing to, like, Dr. Dre owned half of Death Row. It was half his, half Suge Knight's.
Right.
That nigga was willing to say, take it for free. I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to release me. I just want the contract to be terminated and you can have all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, it's fitting that a person who actually helped build the shit with the work they put in the studio
Mm-hmm.
has it.
I mean, I like the fact that Snoop Dogg owns Death Row. I wonder what's going to come out of Death Row next, though. I wonder, is this going to be like a big change for Death Row and, you know, artists getting signed again?
It could be. I think it might be. Like, I don't think Snoop Dogg really care about his musical output being
he already solidified itself.
Yeah, like, so he don't have to never put out another album, bro. He was putting out #1 albums literally 15 years into the shit. Like, so I don't think he got to do that shit anymore, right?
Yeah.
So he might just use it to, you know, bring up the next batch, because I mean, the next batch of those West Coast artists, because fucking TDE did it. So it can be done. Like, shit is a hotbed of talent over there in Los Angeles when it come to rapping. Like, I watched the video the other day, right? What was it, like, the hood vlogs or whatever, like that guy, I don't know if he white or if he Hispanic, but he go around to like dangerous neighborhoods. Yeah. Right. And he went to LA and he was out there with some of the Crips or whatever. And it was a nigga I ain't never heard of, just was in the hood vlog, bro. He played one of his songs. That shit was fucking fire, nigga. Right. Like this. So it's.
And you don't remember his name?
I can pull the video up.
What was his? I want his name.
I'll pull the video up and see. I don't even know if he mentioned his name. They had the song playing like in the car and shit. He was just like, yeah, just me and my homie and I think is it Hood Vlogs? Yeah, it's Hood Vlogs. Shit, we on a field trip right now.
Nah, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a very good opportunity for Snoop Dogg, and I'm ready to see what comes out of Death Row now.
It's in the Hood Vlogs Kelly Park Compton Crip video.
Send me the link to that. I'll watch it. Nah, but I mean, I do believe it's gonna be some new music coming out of Death Row.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna revamp it within the next few years, anyway.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg is a good businessman. He know how to handle shit. Like, bro, this man worth like $200 or $300 million. Right. Right. He ain't like, where's all that fucking money coming from? Like, cause he out there, cause he got his shit invested. He figured out how to be a gangster and cross over into the mainstream. He doing shows with Martha Stewart and shit. He doing Olympic coverage and shit. Right. Like, not even some bullshit Olympic coverage, like Olympic coverage for NBC. Like the home of the Olympics, every time we have them is NBC. And the big network that covers the Olympics got Snoop out there. So I got faith that he can handle Death Row correctly.
Nigga was in Tekken.
Hell yeah, he was in Tekken. He was in Def Jam Fight for New York.
So, I don't know. I feel like it's very good for Snoop. I mean, I'm very excited to see what comes out of Death Row.
I have my ear to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he I got a feeling like he'll go ahead on and start putting on some new West Coast talent. Like, and these niggas got the West Coast, California got a sound that, to me, still nobody can replicate. Like, even New York style hip hop and rap, you hear a person like Corday make it. Corday makes like the East Coast, Northeast type rap. Right. And he from like, I think he from here. Yeah. But I think he was like raised in Maryland or something. But and J. Cole make that New York style rap. But you don't hear that type of shit that come out of California nowhere but over there, bro. Like, that's it. Especially the Bay Area type of music, bro. I saw some shit that I ain't never heard the likes of in my life the other day, man. This shit called Scraper Bike.
Scraper bite? By
Yeah.
who?
I don't know what them niggas was called, bro. Like, but it was just shit was so fucking California. It's so Bay Area, bro. I was like, yeah, this shit makes sense, bro. This is the type of shit that they make. I'm about to pull it up right now. Scraper Bike is by, bruh. They don't even have the name of the fucking dudes. The Trunk Boys.
The Trump Boys?
Yeah. Riding in my scraper bike. My scraper bike go hard. I don't need no car. Cruising on my scraper bike. Like, who comes up with this shit, man? Like,
Nah, no cap.
like,
I ain't never heard no shit like that.
shit was clean, though. I like.
I mean, shit. I mean, no doubt. That shit was probably good, but...
But that's California, bro. They got a one-of-a-kind musical sound when it come to rap. And I think Snoop Dogg is the perfect person to, you know...
Find that talent.
Bring new ones to the stage. Because, like, as much as we love Kendrick and shit, like... As much as we love Kendrick, as much as we looking forward to his next album, we already know he a known quantity at this point. He ain't new no more.
Yeah.
He just seemed new because...
He don't release that often.
And because it seems like the mainstream don't give a lot of California artists a fucking chance. You get TDE, and then you get The Game. The Game was the first big new California artist in fucking years, bro. And then you get a Gap. Then you get like TDE in them. I mean,
YG.
E40 blew up. E40 blew up for a second time when he started doing like the shit with Lil Jon. But you get YG and shit. But look at Atlanta though, bro. Every motherfucker down there seems like they got a record deal.
Exactly.
Like
people you don't even know. Like
I'm seeing niggas from Atlanta. By the time I seen Lil Baby, this nigga had a fucking Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Like by the time I seen him the first time, like, so you know, so maybe like Death Row can be that same catalyst like QC is for Atlanta. You know, that's what I'm trying to get.
I believe that's what it would be, and I feel like it ain't gonna be no more of that fuck shit going on that was going on in the beginning, because they gonna actually have a decent owner instead of, you know, having Suge Knight. But just eager to see the music. You got anything else on that one?
I'm just like you, just ready to see what come out of it.
Well, like we said in the other videos, like, comment, subscribe, put it on a post-it note, tell a friend, all that. And another time for the one time, adamandeve.com, promo code RRPOD. And with that being said, we out.
We out.